We are doing amazing things in cancer medicine here. And it's not about just curing cancer with an animal that's not feeling well and their quality of life isn't good. Our animals live so short compared to our lives that if the cancer's dying but the pet isn't feeling well, we'll change the protocol. It's all about quality of life, and it's not putting them through anything, because we as veterinarians took an oath to really preserve the quality of animal life.
When a pet chooses you, you feel like, you want to do everything you can to help them. So that's what the decision we made to do. And the other thing is that, Dr. Hill was really good about explaining everything to us and really including us as a partner in the whole experience, which, made it a lot more doable in the sense that you could see a path forward rather than, just the panic of, oh no, what's now what's wrong.
One key diagnostic test down the line led to us diagnosing a very rare infectious disease called leishmania, or she had leishmaniasis.
She lives in the moment, and it's an opportunity to really see that, so we feel pretty lucky.
I thought he was just having a bad few days, and she picked up on it, and she said, I think we should run some tests. I said, oh, do we really have to? And she said, well, let me just take his temperature.
It could be something like a weight change that, again, they don't notice because it's so gradual. So having those points in time where we're checking things to compare to baseline is very important, because these things can be subtle and they can be gradual and they can be missed.
So she took his temperature and was slightly elevated, and then I was concerned too. And next thing was ran some blood tests and took an x-ray, and the x-ray showed the mass.
He had recurrences of his cancer in very small little chunks. He'd have one tumor recur, and then 6 months later another, and then maybe a year later another. So he had these very intermittent recurrences that we would just deal with each time as they came up, and it's been over about a 2.5-year period. He is the picture of health. He's completely normal, and what we've done is keep the cancer to such a low burden, it just doesn't bother him day to day.
I'm very, very amazed at what she's done.
We use the exact same drugs that they would use in you or me, but we use them at slightly lower dosages. We've found the balance between controlling the cancer for an extended period of time and achieving quality of life, which is what the goal is, without making the pet sick.
The surgery doesn't matter to the dog. The dogs don't feel, as we've heard veterinarians say here today, they don't go into this thinking, oh my God, my back is busted, I'm never going to walk again, just put me out of my misery. They, in fact, before, as Dr. Stevenson said, she was already starting to use her rear feet and was even doing some walking on the tops of her toes by the time we got the surgery. They just deal with what's there.
Dogs don't get freaked out when they get the cancer diagnosis. They don't know they're going to get sick. They don't know their fur is going to fall off. They don't know they're going to vomit. They don't know any of that. As far as they know, they just want to go out and play. And that was Tessa.
With this particular cancer, if it's caught early, often we can cure it either with surgery or with radiation.
Once I realized that this is what we had to do to keep her alive, I would have done anything. I've come to find out that there are specialists in everything. There's oncologists, there's dermatologists, there's surgeons, there's, experts in the field. My life is so enriched by my dogs, and she keeps them alive. That's, and that to me is gold.